So what if everything you think you know about energy is a lie? Not just a mistake, but a carefully built deception, hiding a future that was within our grasp decades ago. This is the story of that deception.
Let that sink in for a second. This single idea is the foundation of this entire file. It suggests that the reality we live in, it's manufactured, and that just beneath the surface, there's a power source that could literally rewrite human history.
To really understand this, we have to start with the fundamental fabric of reality itself. We're talking about the science of what we all call empty space.
Now look, this is not science fiction. This is established theoretical physics, and it goes back more than 100 years. We're talking about Max Planck, Einstein, they all got it. A vacuum isn't empty. It's actually a seething, energetic sea. It's the baseline energy of the entire universe, and it's everywhere, all the time.
And this theory? It has led to some very real engineering concepts. What you're looking at is a US patent from 2008. The title? Quantum Vacuum Energy Extraction. I mean, the name itself confirms that serious people have been working on how to tap this infinite ocean of energy. It's not just a concept. It's an active field of invention.
Get this. This line, it isn't from some sci-fi novel. It's from a U.S. Defense Intelligence Agency report. They are stating in an official document that everything we see and touch is just the foam on top of an ocean of unimaginable power.
Okay, so if this energy source is real, why isn't it powering our world right now? Well, the sources we've looked at point to a specific legal tool, one designed for one thing, but apparently used for something else entirely.
It was brought in during the Cold War. The Invention Secrecy Act gives government agencies the power to classify a private invention. The second a secrecy order is issued, the patent process just stops. The inventor can't talk about it, can't build it, can't make a dime from it. The invention is, for all intents and purposes, erased from public reality.
But here's what's really interesting. Look at the trend. This thing isn't some dusty relic of the Cold War. As you can see, the number of secrecy orders doesn't go down after 1951. It goes up, from around 5,000 in 2010 to a new record of over 6,500 by 2025. Thousands of inventions locked away from you and me, all under the banner of national security.
And the penalty for breaking one of these orders is severe. An inventor who dares to talk about or even work on their own classified invention faces up to 20 years in federal prison. That's the threat that buys their silence.
So it begs the question, right? What kind of world-changing inventions are we talking about here? The case files describe technologies that sound like they're from another century, a future one.
And this slide just lays out the divide perfectly. On one side, you've got the world we live in, costly, polluting, finite energy. And on the other, the world described in these suppressed files, drawing power from the quantum vacuum itself, at almost zero cost, totally inexhaustible, and clean. We're talking about two completely different destinies for civilization.
And these are just a few of the alleged technologies. We're not talking about minor tweaks here. We're talking about foundational breakthroughs. Electrogravitic propulsion, that's controlling gravity itself. Radiant energy pumps, devices that literally pull usable power right out of the air around us. These are ideas that would completely end our dependence on fuel, period.
Think about that date. A declassified defense industry report from 1956 expected a working anti-gravity vehicle by 1960. That future didn't just fail to show up. According to these sources, it was actively stopped from ever arriving.
This isn't just a story about technology and patents. It's a story about the inventors themselves, the human beings who created these things and allegedly paid an awful, awful price.
So what does happen when some backyard inventor or a small lab comes up with something that could completely upend the trillion-dollar global energy market? To data from these case files, it paints a really dark picture.
Look, these aren't just statistics. According to one report that compiled 95 of these cases, these are people. 32 inventors or their families threatened with death, 20 dead, missing, or hurt, 5 thrown in jail on what they claim were bogus charges. This is the alleged human cost of protecting the way things are.
This is a direct quote from an inventor's sworn testimony. A violent raid, a life's work destroyed with access, and a crystal clear message to stop. This isn't a legal dispute. This is brute force. It's designed to terrify and to silence. So when you start to put all these pieces together, the science, the law, the technology that vanished, the human toll, you're left with a conclusion that is just staggering.
$280 million. That's the number of pages of classified records just in the Department of Energy's backlog, a universe of information hidden behind a wall of secrecy. It's a system so massive it becomes its own justification for existing.
And this is the official story. The Defense Intelligence Agency acknowledges the quantum vacuum is real, but concludes that whether we can get energy out of it is not known at present. It's a position of official, clinical, shoulder-shrugging uncertainty.
But then you contrast that with the conclusion from the compiled case files, and it leaves zero room for uncertainty. It makes a direct accusation that energy monopolies viciously defend their markets by threatening, persecuting, and even murdering inventors. Two realities in total direct conflict.
And that brings us right to the final, crucial question. Are we on the verge of some great discovery, or are we just living in the aftermath of a great suppression, where the future was already invented, patented, and then buried in a vault, just waiting for someone, finally, to turn the key?